What's a man or a king? In response to the saying, advancing the line, advancing the payment. You from the game and shoot what said as you claim it. It's that Xbox, spin the block, his legs slide. Fast talker, no riddling, moonwalking, selling moon rock just to make dividends. You in traffic with family? That much make it a portrait. Gun kick back, knock grannies from porches. David on the scene, you know that it's scorching. What's a man or a king? In response to the saying, advancing the line, advancing the payment. You from the game and shoot what said as you claim it.
You already know the time, told my boys to hold the line. We gon' shoot it out in seconds, leave you posted like a vine. Bow your head down to the king, leave your roses at the shrine. We stay ready for the war, just need the king to drop the sign. Say what you running from, what you running from? I'm with my team, we bleed green, that's what you wanted, huh? Say what you running from, what you running from? I'm with my team, we bleed green, that's what you wanted, huh? This what you wanted, this what you wanted, huh?
Peace and blessings, and welcome back to Xbox Frontline News with your boy, the King. Now, we have so many people out here talking about FSR 4 and the PlayStation 5 Pro, not telling you the truth, telling you some stuff that they want you to hear, but the stuff that's not the truth. Mark Cerny came out and actually told you the truth. I have the date for Indiana Jones for the PlayStation 5 Pro, console. Pro, of course, if I'm purchasing it, it would be on the Pro. It wouldn't be on the base. But we also have more information about the Xbox handheld, the device this time, and the actual console that we're thinking about launching in 2026. I have my stance that I stand on, and then you have people that have their stance that they stand on. I'm 98% right all the time. As you can see, I'm the one that told you about the handheld. I'm the one that told you about the console. Remember, check here to get that. But this is your first time finding this channel. This is Xbox Frontline News, where we give you industry news with an Xbox slant. Xbox friendly, not so friendly to the mother guys over here. But if you like that sort of stuff, hit the like, subscribe, share it out, notification bell. I drop videos daily, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every day, with a live show on Friday on Frontline Gaming Streams, which is Fight Night Fridays, and I do a live show on this show, which is a call-in show on Saturdays, where anybody can call in. Link is in the Discord, and we have fun. But check it out. Link to the Discord is in the description, so you can check it out. Let's get to these topics. The wildest part about people guessing about the next-gen Xbox and the release date of games is because they are going by traditional senses of the word of generations. Xbox is no longer adhering to the generational thought process any longer. If anybody hasn't seen what Microsoft and Xbox is doing, they're destroying the machine. They're breaking the mold. Never in the history of video games has there been a console distributor, manufacturer, first-party developer, also third-party. Never in the history of video games. But Microsoft has the ability to do so. And the way that they're tackling generations, they're going to adopt kind of like a cell phone model type of business strategy. These people talking about dev kits. Because they're trying to think like Sony. They're trying to think like Nintendo. They're not thinking like how Microsoft is moving. Does AMD hand out dev kits when they're giving out the new GPUs? Does NVIDIA hand out dev kits? No, they just give you the hardware and tell you the specs that you need to run said hardware, and you play with it that way. Being that the next gen Xbox is going to be a PC hybrid console device, in my estimation of everything that I can decipher from all the information that I have at hand, I believe that they are going to obliterate generations. Generations for the Xbox platform will cease to exist with these coming devices. The last generational standpoint that you have seen is the series consoles. Now, the reason why I'm talking about this is because Elder Scrolls 6 release date is cemented in the next generation Xbox leak. And everybody's going off of what Jez has said on the Xbox podcast, Xbox 2 podcast, with him and Rand. And Jez is going off of information that he's had. But this is a slow news cycle, so everybody is grifting off of the words that Jez said. I explained to you that the handheld would be coming out, will be unveiled at GDC for the Xbox. And I told you that it's a whole lot closer to release than you actually think. Now, I did not know if they were going to coincide the release with the new hardware in 2026. Xbox wants to have a large enough head start on the PlayStation 6, if you will, that device, if it's ever called PlayStation 6, after what Xbox is about to do. They want to have such a large head start that whenever that device does show up, they can do an iteration of the Xbox platform and leapfrog it in the inception of the device. So traditionally, Xbox's model will change how we see we see console generations. But the Elder Scrolls 6 release date is cemented in this whole thought process because, you know, what he said was, he mean the whole idea of the next Xbox is going to be a PC in essence, but with a TV-friendly shell. That also has a specific set of specs in mind. So developers will be building for Windows PC in a way, but in such a way that they know exactly what the specs will be. But I'm pretty sure new hardware is not in 2026, it's in 2027. So that, you know, that is contrary to my belief. My belief is 2026. And I'm going to stand on that because I believe the majority of their blockbuster titles is next year, and they're doing it for the absolute reason of pushing people to their platform. Now, of course, it's going to be cross-gen because it's a platform and not a generation. If you want the best bells and whistles, you will get the highest version of the platform. And as it goes on, new features will drop in. The platform will have universally quick resume and other software related bespoke things that the platform is able to do outside of what games. Let's say if a game releases on a PlayStation platform, the Xbox platform will have bespoke things that it can do that separates it from the PlayStation platform without limiting the PlayStation platform to the sense of purposely gimping it. You understand? It's just these, if you want these type of features, you have to be in the Xbox ecosystem. So, as he said, there's no reason why Bethesda couldn't release their next game on both current gen consoles, current gen and the next gen system. In fact, it would probably be more profitable for them to do that. So, listen. They think, and this was just off of a guesstimation of this game being available at the same time as the next console. I do believe that it would be on the next platform, but I don't believe that Elder Scrolls is launching next year. So you might get the Skyrim, whatchamacallit, this year, but I don't believe Elder Scrolls is releasing next year to go in line with the prophecy. Now, I'm completely on record with saying that I don't believe Grand Theft Auto is launching this year. I believe it's going to launch next year to coincide with the new Xbox console. But in a case that it does release this year, I think this year that you're going to see a dramatic price cut when it comes to the Series S. And this analyst believes the same thing that I believe. Whatever happens, the Series S will have a dramatic price drop, $199. $199 will force people that want Grand Theft Auto 6 to just jump in. Now, if Grand Theft Auto 6 is for the wild price of $100 for the base game, and this is what people are predicting, if that game goes for $100 and you haven't jumped over to next-gen consoles like many people that is still on 360, Xbox One and PlayStation 4, if you haven't jumped over and this is your jumping over point, then you might look at this Series S as the cheapest entry to get to this game. I'm not saying that it's going to play the greatest. I'm not saying that it's going to look the greatest. I said it might be the cheapest entry point for you to jump in. And then when you're able to upgrade to a Series X and do so, you're able to do so. Now, a lot of people are banking on it running at 60 frames per second on the PlayStation 5 Pro. I'm going to be the lone wet blanket here to tell you that the PlayStation 5 Pro has a serious bottleneck, the same bottleneck as the CPU that is on the PlayStation 5 base. So it running at 60 frames per second is severely doubtful. But it probably might be the most stable, cleanest version of the game on console. And being that it's not on PC at the time, console will be primarily the only way for you to play this game. So again, it might be the cleanest looking version, smoothest looking version, but at the end of the day, I don't believe that the Series X will be any slouch when it comes to that at all. So the major advantage might be the price point when it comes to the Series S. We might have that moment where, like I told you before, can I get a Lockhart happens and people flock to the easiest entry point when it comes to this game. This game might be the shifting mechanism, much like the football game. What it was, an NCAA football, college football that made a big shift and a lot of Series S's was selling. This may be the same exact factor that happens here. Game Pass dropped Tuesday. Enter the Gungeon has joined Game Pass today. After leaving Game Pass several years ago, you can once again unlock Enter the Gungeon achievements. Game Pass, when the beloved Dungeon Caller leaves our list of upcoming games, it came back today. That's what's up. Xbox Game Pass gets to Enter the Gungeon today. The dodge roll bullet hell dungeon crawler game was last available on Game Pass several years ago. It rejoins the service today as a Game Pass Ultimate, PC Game Pass, and Game Pass Standard. Only 1% of gamers who have started Enter the Gungeon on True Achievements have completed the base game. Enter the Gungeon sees you searching through the bullet hell fortress for its greatest prize, a gun that can kill a pass. You'll be battling the gun-dead Gungeon bosses, navigating traps, collecting bizarre, powerful weapons, and trying to survive. The Gungeon keeps up the challenges. The game looks fantastic. Here, True Achievements have the completion time for around 100 hours or 120 hours to complete all 51 achievements in the base game. There's occasional buggy or missable achievement to watch out for, and we don't have yet the walkthrough for it. But again, multiplayer, you can get your peoples to help out with you in playing this. The game looks phenomenal. I'm going to be streaming it today. I'm going to stream it on Frontline Gaming streams. I want to know if you believe that the next gen Xbox is launching way too soon. I believe that the consoles that we do have now have not been maxed out. but I do believe that the next gen will be more of an accessory opposed to like how we traditionally look at next gen, like how we look at generations. I think Xbox is breaking the mold in that sense that they're building a stable platform that will go on for eons, and the software update iterations will be much like a cell phone. With it doing so, with other people, using the cell phone model, if you will. Like, I don't believe that there will be an OEM product. I think there will be OEM accessories like controllers and stuff like that. But I don't think, other than the traditional consoles that we have now, I think going forward you would see like Asus build it, or you would see Lenovo build it, or you would see Intel or people like that build out a spec device with those specs of the console, and the console going forward would then, be exactly what you traditionally think it should be. It will have the form factor of a TV device, and I think that way everybody gets a chance to put a spin on it. Like, I remember when it was 3DO, and you had the Panasonic 3DO, then you had the Gold Star 3DO, and they both had different takes on what the 3DO looked like. I picked the Panasonic 3DO. Gold Star came a little bit later. That was top loading, and it was a little bit cheaper. But the front loading Panasonic that I had was probably more of a premium device. So I think that you will have iterations of that going forward, but both were playing and utilizing the same exact tech in the box to achieve the same exact level of fidelity in each game. So I believe that is going to be what happens. I'm more interested in the software that will be accompanying the step into the next platform. With them saying that it will be the greatest leap in a generation, they're not talking about graphically. You see, they're mincing words. They're not talking about graphically. What they're talking about is in how we perceive it. That the ability to cross buy, cross save, cross pollinate games from a single device, that is a generational leap that has never been done. And to say that you're future-proofing your device, that's another thing that can be that you could say that has never been done. So there's things that you could say that has never been done that has given rise to the thought of the Xbox achieving the utopia that we expect. Now, not everybody is going to be on board with how we perceive generations to be, but there's adaptations that will happen. The youth don't see devices the same way we see devices. They can much easily pick up a tablet and play on a tablet. They can pick up a phone and play on a phone, where we want traditional hardware. Us graybeards are really falling out of the loop when it comes to forecasting the trends on where consoles are going. Now, PlayStation will continue down the road that they have set, but I honestly believe that road is set in folly. They are pretty much stuck at this moment because of releasing the PlayStation 5 Pro. And they are in a pathway where they're working with AMD on devices. Could you imagine one of the devices come out with an NVIDIA chipset? I think that changes the mindset, because I think they give out a spec to the games, and from that spec, you just game. And the Xbox controller controls that aspect, and you just log in and the Xbox logo hits. I don't believe that the next generation is coming too fast, in the sense that I don't believe that is going to be an actual next generation in the truest of the sense of the word. I believe that we are going to see a transformation of the traditional hardware out of necessity, and the software will do all the talking. Remember, at the end of the day, Xbox and Microsoft are software companies, not hardware companies. We quite possibly finally have a release date for the PlayStation 5's version of Indiana Jones. And they said some reliable leaker has come up with this release date. Now, what is this reliable leaker's name so I can give them the proper credit? What is it? Bilbicon? Okay. Bulbicon. They said that the joint is going to be $70, $99, $109. Well, $69.99, $99.99, and they don't know if it's going to be a collector's edition in the works. Finally, April 17th seems like a lot of fun. I want to know what you guys think about it. It seems like April's a kind of a packed month. I want to know what game from PlayStation itself is coming out. We haven't heard anything about this, but to get a release date for Indiana Jones on the PlayStation 5, finally, that could put to rest the timeline. So now it came out of December, right? So we're saying December, January, February, March, April. So we're looking at a 5 to 6 month exclusivity on newer games, right? I think that will probably be the cadence going forward to show that the Xbox ecosystem has value. Even though Game Pass will be a deciding factor when it comes to you as an Xbox gamer. I'm still look at the Xbox gamer that doesn't have Game Pass as an anomaly, right? As a weirdo, really, to be honest with you. Because personally, that's where all your savings lie. Now, a lot of you would like to say something stupid like, King, I like to own my games, and you don't really own your games regardless because of the license situation, and they have to check your disc when you put your disc in, pause. So it tells them they have to verify the authenticity of the disc. That's the reason why. But at the end of the day, they can revoke anything at any time, and you're beholden to those strictest of rules. Like right now, they're imposing for Forza Horizon 5 the mandatory sign-in through a Microsoft account initially. Then after that, you don't have to, for the best of my knowledge. I think that may be a thing with Indiana Jones as well. So April 17th seems like the day that everybody's talking about. From April 15th, you said there was unable to confirm about early edition, that you'd be able to play the premium edition and stuff like that. But price-wise, I want to know if it's what are we looking at here? Are you happy with the prices? Let me know. Are you looking forward to Indiana Jones? Is it something that you're saying that, hey, man, I'm ready to go get this thing? So I don't know. Me personally, I already have it. So, and that's on PC and Xbox. So I want to know from the PlayStation perspective, what do you view this as? I found it kind of weird because I really thought y'all had a date. Actually, I thought the game was supposed to be coming out in February, And for a while I was saying it, and dudes was like, "Nah, King, it hasn't even been announced yet." And to my shock and dismay, that it wasn't. So hopefully this date sticks. Now, just to go over quickly, Forza Horizon 5 on the PlayStation 5 requires a Microsoft account to log in and stuff like that. I understood exactly what you guys were saying. No physical editions. We already know that. But what I'm touching on is the close proximity of Indiana Jones. I don't think Microsoft would put Forza, because Forza comes out the 29th of April. I don't think they do Indiana Jones at the 17th and the 15th. I don't think they will attack their sales like that. I don't know. It might be May, but I don't think they do same month. I'm just saying. Okay, I got to tell y'all got to stop reporting that the PlayStation 5 Pro is getting FSR 4. It is not. It's getting something similar to FSR 4 for, the next evolution of the PSSR. Mark Cerny did not come out and say that, that they're going to get FSR. It's something similar. Even though they're working with AMD with Project Amethyst, that does not mean that they're going to get FSR 4 on the PlayStation 5 Pro. I have a PlayStation 5 Pro. That will totally undo all the hard work and years of work that they put into the PlayStation AI upscaler. That is not something that I think Sony would want to do. I don't believe that's the message that they're looking for. What he was giving you is a comparison to something that's out there that is really good, and they're working on something that they feel that is equally as good for their current console that will be bespoke to that hardware. So please stop running around with fake information saying that the PlayStation 5 Pro will be getting FSR 4, which is based on RDNA 4, and the PlayStation 5 Pro is a hybrid, if you will, of RDNA 4. Again, oh man, it's very hard weeding through the crap that's out there, because a lot of people will want you to believe false narratives. They will have something equally as good for the hardware that they have right now. And that hardware that they have right now is the PlayStation 5 Pro with the upscaler in the box, which is called the PSSR. All right. So please, when you do your reporting, do the due diligence, go to sites that you believe in, listen to people that is reputable, and then they will give you the information and the facts and bring that facts right back to you. I look forward to this software update because I believe that the next Xbox hardware launches in 2026, and PlayStation, to keep up with that hardware, releases this tech to go along with that, while the Xbox will be having true FSR and RDNA 4. The PlayStation will keep up with it, and the games that they do release can look pretty good and try to get as good as the next Xbox console that is releasing in 2026. So again, it's a reason why Mark Cerny targeted 2026, because he understands, like everybody else does, because they do have to have dev kits for the games that they're making for the Xbox. And it's not dev kits. It's going to be a spec sheet for the PC. And this is going to be the guidelines for what the next Xbox iteration will be. So, yeah, they do have that. And I'm pretty much sure that that's in line with why Mark came out and talked about this. Remember, none of this stuff is done in a vacuum. Now that we cleared up that whole mess with the FSR 4, hopefully going forward, no one will spout that stupidity, because it's really hard to take a lot of these people serious. Some dudes get the tech and they're so enthusiastic about the tech that they misrepresent the tech. I have the machine. I don't misrepresent the tech. I think the tech is really good. A lot of people like to underplay it. I don't. I don't buy things to bash it. I just like to have fun trolling individuals. But the Xbox handheld. In the coming weeks, by the 17th of this month, we should know all the information concrete. It should be launching this year at the end of the year. And also, we might get that severe price drop if Grand Theft Auto drops this year, which I don't think it will. But if Grand Theft Auto 6 drops this year, I can honestly see the Series S dropping to a point to get everybody in the door. If $200, bang them, pause, that gets you that console, and that makes a ton of people happy. Elder Scrolls 6 on the next generation Xbox, yeah, of course. Obviously, it will be on that hardware at some point in time whenever the game is ready to launch. So I don't think there's any rush on that. It will be cross-gen titles, of course. I don't think that they're going to cut off the series consoles. But I also believe that Xbox is going to blow up our interpretation of generations. I think the generations end with the series consoles, and going forward, you just have the Xbox platform and the experience. And the experience will be upgraded. As tech upgrades, so would your experience. And it will be a software thing that is bespoke to that platform. I honestly believe so. I believe as tech grows, Microsoft is trying to be as adaptive and as fluid as possible, and to keep people in a subscription service, that Xbox Game Pass platform will continue to grow with you as your libraries will be future-proofed. These are the things that Xbox is doing. I'm telling you, cross-buy, cross-save, cross-progression, those things are going to be a staple inside of Xbox. And the games that you do purchase, you'll be able to stream those games. They're trying to craft the experience around the player. What Sony is doing is they're going to give you a bespoke piece of hardware, but that bespoke piece of hardware is tied to a generation. How do they go about generations? Do they adapt Xbox's strategy? Xbox has seemingly made big dividends off of the choices that they have made, the gambles that they have put forth. Sony is watching these gambles, and Sony made some gambles of their own that didn't pan out with a lot of live service games. So maybe Sony looks at the strategy, tries to figure out if the strategy can work for them. They don't have the large bank or cachet that Microsoft and Xbox has to actually follow Microsoft and Xbox footstep for footstep, but they can do some version of this type of mold in order to survive. I don't know how it's going to plan out for the PlayStation consoles and the fan base. I do actually understand how it's going to plan out for the Xbox consoles. I honestly, I'm going to tell you that they want you in a subscription service. They want you inside Game Pass, and they're going to make Game Pass everything for you. So I honestly, going forward, as they acquire more studios and stuff like that, and you'll see that happening in the future while they pair up with more and more manufacturers to manufacture the best hardware for you, you're going to see Xbox platform for life. But Indiana Jones got a date. Horizon got a date, and we already know Xbox got the games. So right now, I'm going to take that logo and I'm going to throw it around Gungeon, where it's a bullet hell with a tuck and roll, and you be able to shoot. And I'm going to tell you, try to play the Game Pass. Oh, Bella, what?